have a job or a career? Are you working for a paycheck, or are you working on your life's mission? Would you like to discover your inner potential, your deepest talents, and to develop world-class skills that will create abundance for yourself and for those you love? For over 3 decades, Tony Robbins has taught millions of people how to unlock the powerful inner strength that each of us has within, bringing financial success, dream careers, and a deep enjoyment of life. Tony has been a results coach to CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, the United States Army and Marines, and Grammy Award-winning musicians. He's coached Wayne Gretzky, who led his LA Kings to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in franchise history. He's turned around peak performance athletes like Andre Agassi and Serena Williams and helped them rediscover their #1 form and hunger for greatness. Tony's had the privilege of meeting men and women who have refused to settle, leaders who have changed the lives of billions of people, from Nelson Mandela to Princess Diana to Mikhail Gorbachev to Mother Teresa. Tony's helped legendary golfer Greg Norman turn a meltdown on national TV into a career-defining triumph. And he's advised the President of the United States when a life-changing decision was on the line. After having the honor of serving 3 million people of virtually every race, gender, age, political conviction, and religious belief in the world, as well as managing 11 companies of his own, Tony discovered that success without fulfillment is failure, and that the people who are truly fulfilled have discovered their gift and maximized it to serve others. Now, let's join Tony at one of his live seminars with his group of Platinum partners and learn the simple strategies to discover your true gift. Transform a vision into a mission. Lose yourself in what you love and create the freedom and fulfillment that you know you deserve.
This is life and enterprise management. And so as a result, we want to make sure we work on both. We want to create a system that allows you to succeed in both areas, life and your enterprise. By the way, which one would you say is more valuable? Which one? That's not how most people live the game. Most people make it the enterprise. And as they make it the enterprise, they wake up and they have a tremendous amount of economic success if they're successful. And what's ironic is what makes you successful may not make you fulfilled. And so there's a big pull in our culture to go for what's most successful, what will reward you culturally with respect or acknowledgement or stars on your chart or economic rewards, thinking that will give us freedom. But how many of you have been very successful in business and not been free, i.e. your business, as it got more successful, demanded even more from you? How many have had this experience? Say aye. So what I want to really make sure that comes out of this is an evaluation of what your real gifts are that are going to fulfill you. Because many of you are living a script around your life that involves having an enterprise when really that may not be your true nature. That's not to say you can't do it. It just means you can do it and you'll be stressed out of your life, stressed out of your mind. And so one of the things we want to find out is how much of that is natural as a problem, how much of that is maybe unnatural. Unnatural meaning you're having problems right now that you shouldn't be having at this stage of development. Think about it. If a child is brand new and they have a problem with controlling their bladder, that's a natural problem, isn't it? But if you're 50 and you have this problem, you got a challenge. If a brand new business has a cash flow challenge, it's a problem, but it's a natural problem. If it's a business that's been around 5 or 10 years and it's got a cash flow problem, you got a real abnormal problem. Maybe you got a problem that's even life-threatening to the business. How many follow what I'm talking about here? Sometimes those problems have to do with the fact that you don't understand the stage of development you're in. The most important element is for you to be able to do this, to be able to establish, most importantly, where you really are in your life today. Where are you? And where do you really want to go? What's going to create this extraordinary life? And to look at it brand new. Because some of you right now, if you continue the direction you're going, are going to be successful and unfulfilled, unhappy, and stressed. Because once we get, into a dream, then that dream starts to take on a life of its own. It gives us juice, it gives us energy. But how many of you have got the dream, achieved your goal, and then thought, is this all there is? How many of you have had this experience? Say aye. That's more painful than not even achieving it. Because now you've done everything, you've worked it out, and you're successful, and you're not happy. So for some of you, you're going to need to take a look at that. Michael Gerber, the guy that wrote the E-Myth, talks about why so many businesses, young businesses fail. And one of the things he says is most people are not really entrepreneurs, but they think that's what they should be. They think that's the sexy thing. That's the most attractive thing. That's the best answer. And what I say to you is you got to separate the vehicle from the outcome. What is it that's going to truly fulfill you? What is it that's going to give you that extraordinary life? What's going to make things magnificent on your terms, not somebody else's terms, not your father, your mother, your background? What is that really? Separate the vehicle, because there's many ways to get to that vehicle. I was here in town just the other day, and I met a gentleman over here, Steve Wynn's a good friend of mine, who started, who basically built most of Las Vegas. And he built just recently, the Wynn Casino, not a few years back, $2.7 billion hotel. The most expensive individual building ever individually financed. Give you an idea, the first estimates on the rebuilding of the World Trade Centers were 1.7 billion, 2.6 billion for a hotel, right? And this man has the ability to take large risks, and he has the ability to really succeed in a major way. But I bring that up because I was in town, and for our new home, we have these hot springs, we're getting some really large crystals, and there's a guy in town who has this crystal shop, right? But you got to make an appointment to see the guy. And it's unbelievable. So I get to know him and talk to him and find out he's great friends with Steve. He's been skiing with Steve for 20 years. This guy used to have this business. He sold the business, didn't actually make that much money, but he was tired of the stress of the business. And he said, I'm just going to do what I love. And what I love to do is ski every day. So what he did was he started this little crystal business, made plenty of money, in this little business, has set aside some money from his previous business, and he gets up every day and skis, has a blast, and he has this unbelievable lifestyle. Because, he's Steve Wynn's guest everywhere. He flies on the Gulfstream, doesn't have to pay for it, right? Doesn't pay the insurance, doesn't have to pay for the fuel, doesn't have to worry about maintenance, managing it, or anything. And he's telling me about all these things he does in his life, and he has a billion-dollar lifestyle, billionaire's lifestyle. But he's structured his life in a way that's fulfilling, where he has time for his grandkids, where he has time for his wife, where he has time for his passions. But he just does it in a different way. He had this big dream, he said, of making this gigantic business, and all it did was stress him out. Now, I'm not saying that's the answer for you, but I'm saying sometimes you got to reevaluate what's going to really make you fulfilled.